Hello to all my beautiful nerds, and welcome back from traveling the vast universe to the channel. As you can tell, the cat ears are on because we are going to be trying out the. Where did it go? I know I had it. Oh no. There it is. The Jeffree Starr Blue Blood Palette. Yay! Unfortunately, don't have Gondress to do the party horn. So, yes, we are finally trying this baby out for its first time. As you know, I unboxed it on Tuesday when I first got the package in, and I am glad to actually try this palette out. And as you know, this is my very first Jeffree Starr product that I've ever purchased from his brand. Wanted to for the longest time, ever since I sorry got into more bold makeup. Sorry, got into more bold lipsticks as well, and heard about his formula of the Velure lipsticks, which I will be trying out one of his shades for you guys to take a look. I bought this with my own money. I bought it as a bundle because knowing with his brand with new releases, like most other makeup brands, they do sell out, and I decided to go with the bundle because, you know, trying out his lipsticks and his eyeshadows for my first time. The good news is they did restock some of the items on Beautylish. I think they probably did it with some of the other websites where you could get Jeffree Starr. A little heads up as a note. If you're not into Jeffree Starr or probably come at me with knowing about the drama surrounding him years ago. Yes, I know the drama behind him. Yes, I know what took place. And yes, I did watch Shane Dawson's documentary. This is mostly about the palette itself, not about the drama surrounding him. Please respect the video and what I'm doing, and please be mindful and respectful in the comments down below, especially with how my video is recorded, because I gotten a few mean comments about how my videos looked. A little heads up, I am blind. Hello, I was diagnosed with a rare form of retinitis pigmentosa at a young age, and I don't edit my videos due to not being able to see, so you're pretty much getting my makeup looks raw and live. And please also be mindful about that too. I did get asked, why do I do it anyways if my videos are gonna look awful? Here's the thing. Even though you're disabled, it doesn't mean you cannot do anything, which is true. So let's get into the look, shall we, before this video becomes light years long. Here is the palette yet again. Oh, isn't it beautiful? All I have to say is this packaging is pure artistry. I mean, someone did say he copied off of Kat Von D's little casket look. Yeah, she does use the caskets for her packaging too, but mostly as boxes for the liquid lipsticks, the brushes, and other things. But to me, this is a palette, actually. And here's the truth. A lot of brands do copy off of each other, But there are times when they can't copy uh, the logos or the artwork, because it is hard to copy off the original artwork. I mean, she got on Revolution's uh, case about the light and shade palette, but I have the light and shade. It doesn't look that bad. And I use it for work makeup, by the way. So I'm gonna open it up, and it looks more like a jewelry box. He said he based it off of not only caskets but also jewelry boxes, because I remembered having a big jewelry box like this, or my brother did, and it was like a huge box too. So it did have a hinge like this, and as you can tell, there's the mirror, and here's all the shadows in their full on glory. I did not swatch any of these, so I am pretty much going in kind of blind, but I did copy down the shade names. So I am primed and ready to go. So the very first shade I'm going in for a transition, I am using Celebrity Skin. And now I have a song stuck in my head. It also did not help that last Sunday me and Gondra saw Captain Marvel, and for the credits song, you know how they do like a credit song with lyrics and then do the instrumental. That's what they did, and they did Celebrity Skin because the movie takes place mainly in 1990, in the 1990s, like mid-90s or early 90s. So, yep. And it makes sense because the song Celebrity Skin came out back in the 90s. So, I'm gonna do transition Celebrity Skin in my crease area. And I did download the song because I kept on getting it in my head alongside Just a Girl by No Doubt, because they used that as her fight song. Kind of makes sense. She is just a girl after all. And I did remember Jeffree did name one of his lipsticks Celebrity Skin, and also the lip liner, and he did name one of his beauty killer shades Courtney, from what I remembered. Okay, this is a pretty pigmented shade. Alrighty. So, next up, I am going to... Sorry, I'm reaching over to my Chromebook. So, I'm going to be using Blue Blood next, which is the 8th shade in this palette. I'm using my Farrah brushes for this as well. So, it would be shade 8 in this palette. What I like about this palette, it goes by 6s in all 3 rows, so it does make sense because 18 shadows he has in this palette, like with the Blood Sugar palette. I didn't get blood sugar, even though I'm trying out this palette to see how I feel about his stuff, and so far so good. I am liking it. And I am barely touching these shadows because, according to Graveyard Girl, aka Bunny, since she was using Rich Lux's Blue Blood palette in her video, these shadows are soft and very pigmented. And I could kind of see why. And next, for defining the eye, I am using Ocean Ice. Which is supposed to go with the shade Titanic, and I am getting a little bit of fallout. I am glad I am doing my shadow first, not second, but everybody knows I always do my shadow first. Because of course a lot of shadow does fall out and does get stuck in the powder. All I have to say is this is coming out pretty well so far for my first time using a palette like this. I mean, now that it feels like blue is also becoming back on trend, a lot of people have been afraid of using blues, I take it. Not only that, for a while last year, they did add pops of blue to a lot of neutral palettes. And I kind of feel like blue is coming back, and a lot more people are wanting a full-on blue palette. Even though Huda Beauty did do the Sapphire Obsessions palette last year, and that's kind of a bit of a full-on blue palette. Okay, next I am going in with So I'm going in with Power, which is shade 7 in this palette. And I'm thinking of going with a smaller crease brush for this one, because I have an idea to go kind of underneath celebrity skin where I lay that one down. Okay. Like so. Go like in the mid crease. I know this brush is a little bit fat, but it's helping with the blending. And going back into power. This is going to be an interesting blending experience. Now, I'm going to take a little bit of power and a little bit more of Celebrity Skin. And going to blend them together right in the crease. I could imagine if I were to go to a convention with this palette. If we had roommates in the hotel room, they're like, oh my god, is that the blue blood? Because no one will be gone by the end of the weekend. I'm hoping not. But the shadow that I was using during Omni was the Jelly Pon Pon Pulsar pigment. Because it kind of made sense with the blue glitter and everything. And giving a bit of a star type, like a galaxy type eye. So far, so good. This has been a really good look I've been coming up with. Trust me, there were so many shades to choose from, and I'm like, what do I use? What do I use in something like this? Next, I'm cold. An interesting fact, I did not know about this episode existing, but I think I might have seen it. Bunny pointed out there was an episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark where a boy freezes to death, and I did not know about that episode. I don't think I've seen it. I'm not sure if it was one from the newer Midnight Society where Tucker passed on the torch to a new group, or was it a classic one, the classic group. And next, that was my, and for my inner corner, I'm going to be using Crystal Flesh. But the real reason behind the shade I'm Cold is Jeffree prefers being warm all the time, and apparently in California this past winter it was pretty cold, which is kind of interesting to hear. California getting a winner? Well, here in, I am going to be revealing where I am. Well, here in Daytona Beach, it does get pretty cold as well. So, and we're known for having really hot weather in the summer, but since we're close to the ocean, we do get pretty cold weather. And oh my god, this past winter was hectic, and that's why I got sick pretty badly last time, because of the fluctuation of the weather from cold to warm and back to cold again. I mean, I'm still wearing my jacket because it does get cold still in the morning. I'm trying to find a brush to put crystal flesh in my inner corner, like my inner tear duct. I know I have one I could use somewhere. Oh, I need this brush for my eyeliner, because I am not using one of the Velure lipsticks for eyeliner. They said you could, but kind of a bit squeamish about that, to tell you the truth. I'll use this one. So, going into Crystal Flesh, which is shade 3. Which is a nice little gold color. I thought this was going to be more of a silver because crystal being pale, but of course Jeffree does love his diamonds and stuff. And that's all the eyeshadow I'm using. Now closing it. Hello, my beautiful little palette. You're going back into the box. Yeah, I'm keeping the box because I don't want to get dust on my Blue Blood palette. I do keep some of the boxes on with some of my palettes, to tell you the truth. Next, I'm going to blend all these shades together so it won't look so harsh once the pictures are picture is taken. These are very easy to blend. Oop. And now I am going into eyeliner, which I'm going to be using Sea Dreams by Wet n Wild from their Midnight Mermaid collection. thought it would make sense with using it with this look because of the metallics. And I use a eyeliner brush, of course. Still pigmented as ever with this eyeliner. It's been a while since I wore a liquid liner because it's tricky to use it, especially when you can't see yourself in the mirror. And the applicators don't work well with me. So that's why I use pencils. And I do sometimes use liquid liners, but I use a brush like this. So now I'm going to clean up my eyes a bit. Now I feel like curling my lashes for mascara. And next I'm going to be using the Benefit Roller Lash Mascara. It's been a while since I used this one, because to me the Super Curl from Rimmel works the same way as this mascara. But I'm using it today to add a little bit more dimension to my eyes. Eyelashes to make them nice and curly to go with this look. Okay, now going into the face for now, and doing my actual face routine for you guys. Going in with my correcting concealer. I don't have that many areas to color correct as much as I used to, because all thanks to now adding more face masks, including sheet masks, to my routine, and plus I've been trying out other skincare products from Allure beauty box, because I got the rose water toner and the blue tansy oil in my March box, my very first one, and so far it's been working out very well for me. And my skin has been doing better since I ever got some of these skincare products in my boxes. And of course, you know, me with the Tatcha sheet mask, and I've been trying out other sheet masks. I even got a few packs of them from Ipsy. Oh man, I'm feeling hungry. It looks like I'll be having some of my leftover pizza from last night. I've been ordering through Bite Squad, in case anybody's wondering. But anyways, so I don't really have that many spots to cover as much as I used to do. And I'm trying to use up the Wonder Beauty peel off mask I got in Boxy last month. It looks like I'm going to be just using it on my lower face, because it does get stuck in my hair and brows, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to do it on my forehead. And just peeling it off does kind of hurts, because, you know, you're using a peel off mask, and the interesting fact, peel off masks do some more harm than good, as in you can lose elasticity, and a good way of keeping that in your skin is peeling it upward, and that's what I've been doing. And it does leave some residue behind, and I'm not cool with that. I prefer having a sheet mask over a peel off, because I feel more comfortable just after taking out the sheet mask, rubbing in the excess, and be on my merry way, rather than with the peel off. I had to make sure, did I peel the entire thing off? Okay, going in with my light concealer around NYX. On my under eye. But as I said, all thanks to trying out more sheet masks, my skin's been doing better. And good to have a newer skin. Doing a little bit more with skincare. And I'm waiting on another pack with the sheet masks, but it also has a peel off mask. But I'm gonna see how that one works. out because maybe it's just the Wonder Beauty mask that I'm not liking as much. Yes, it makes my skin feel nice and moisturized, but or actually afterwards my skin did kind of feel dry, so yeah, so I use a moisturizer. So now I'm going in with Buff Bisque from Wet n Wild, and stomach, yeah, the weight. Sometimes I do talk to my stomach. Don't mind that. I love this foundation. Speaking of foundation, as you guys know, I can't really use SPF infused makeup. Last month in Ipsy, I got the Yenza BC foundation, which is the other brand that Jeffree owns. For anybody who may remember Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue, she played Vibra, and she developed Pure Elise because the stage makeup caused her to break out very badly. And I think she created this line to contain some of those grandma's old remedies, and unfortunately I can't use the foundation sample that I got because it has SPF, I think 50 if I remembered the amount from Ipsy. So I give it to the personal management teacher, figuring that she would help somebody match their skin. But she ended up loving it herself, and I'm glad that someone is able to put that thing to good use, because unfortunately I can't use makeup products with SPF. I know I live in Florida where the sun is blazing every day, but my skin is sensitive to these kind of products. The first time I noticed was with a Paula's Choice cream that I got in my very first Ipsy back in August of 2014. Yeah, 2014. And my skin did not like it at all. I wondered what was going on, and the girl in Ulta explained some people are sensitive people with sensitive skin are sensitive towards that kind of stuff, and I can kind of see why and how. And even with I thought with the It Cosmetics CC cream that I got in my May bags later, it pretty much did the same thing. So I can't use any makeup with SPF. I know you could probably use like a chemical based SPF, but most of the time I'm not always in the sun around here, and I do take vitamin D to help me out with that. So next, gonna be using my NYX translucent powder for my under eyes to set. Okay, hoping that was not my neighbor in the apartment next door. One thing about being in an apartment that can suck: noisy neighbors, especially the ones upstairs. But I got a deal. Not only that, it's better than falling down steps. Sometimes I'm even afraid to fall down the stairs over at Stellar Nan's apartment complex, since she's on, I think, the second or third floor. Okay, next I am going to be using my powder. And going in with, of course, everybody knows, my mixture of light, neutral beige and warm beige from Wet n Wild. Why was that NYX over in the Florida Mall? Which, by the way, that location is bigger than the Millennia location because they have a lot more space to work with, and they could have all the different displays and makeup stations, and also their staff is really nice. They did ask me about the foundation I use, and I mentioned I use the Photo Focus from NYX, not NYX, Wet n Wild. And we did mention my arm, this right here. For anybody who doesn't know, behind my arm there is a big rash scar that I got from when I tried out a dusting powder at Lush a few years back. It was the luster powder. It made me itchy and it left a scar on my arm. So yeah, girl didn't ask me, are you sensitive or not? And I should have also mentioned, by the way, I'm sensitive, but I kind of felt like that day they pushed us pretty much out because we're nerds, or something like that. But I'm okay. Next, I'm gonna be using the Lumi Bronze It from L'Oreal, and did give me the explanation about their foundations being hypoallergenic and that I could get samples. But I'm already happy with the foundation. At least they didn't push trying out a foundation. They said, if you want to try one of our foundations, we could give you a sample. We'll gladly do that. Because, yeah, you want to make the sell. Okay, And next, I'm going to be using my Avon Mauve blush from, I already said it was from Avon. I know it's weird to hear me say I use an Avon product, but I got this when there used to be a flea market in Sanford, and went to a Avon counter in there and was matched with a mauve blush. Normally I would be matched with a light rose or something, but nope, they matched me with mauve. Yeah, my skin may be light, but there are times when not all blush shades can be created equal in shade ranges. Okay, going in with this mauve one. I was trying to find my Up and Up blush from Target, which is in a very deep rose, which is what I was using for my ice trainer for a while, but I couldn't find it. So I'm using this instead. It's close. I remembered I was trying to use this up and try to do a project pan, but it's impossible to pan a blush quickly. Yeah, of course, everybody remembers Avon from Edward Scissorhands, which is a very classic movie in my heart. And I remembered I seen it a few years back, and I just let the music tell the tale. It was pretty interesting, since I can't really see what was going on. And for the last part of my face, which is highlight, I am going to be using my Nomad Cosmetics highlight palette. If I could reach for it, yeah. And there goes my Moda highlighter brush from BoxyCharm last month. And the good news is my BoxyCharm is on its way. And I'm going to be using this Moonlight shade here, since it is the only other bluish highlight that I have. I was debating either the one from Wet n Wild or the one from Naked Cosmetics. But I think this one makes more sense because it has more of a moonlight feel to it. And of course, if anybody is a fan of Dresden Files, you could, with most ice things, you figure more moonlight shade type highlights would go best with something like this. Ooh. I did not get any of the Skin Frost or the liquid Skin Frost, since I am just trying out 2 products from this brand. Now I'm gonna blend these 3 things together. And now the final piece for this look is, of course, lips. Let me try. I've tried one of the liquid lipsticks, and my first impression at trying it, I love the formula so far from what I tried, because with some liquid lipsticks, depending on the formulation, it kind of feels like you're wearing paint on your lips, but not these. These are like more, they do have the drying effect, but you hardly feel it's there. Now, lip balm. And gonna prime my lips with my e.l.f. primer and plumper. And I could hardly feel Medusa on my lips. That's what I tried out to see how they were like, because I could not wait. I was like a major curious little kitty. So I do like the feel of it. And also, I didn't feel it smudge at all. So now, come to mama. Sorry. And I'm going in, if I remember correctly from the description of the set, I wanted to use Titanic, which is supposed to be the second to last one next to Medusa. So here goes. Sorry, trying to see if the root beer smell is here, and I did pick up a pack of liquid of A&W root beer. This one went on pretty smoothly. Hold on. Yeah, I do smell the root beer slightly. And now, found Drug Lord, which is the white one. Which apparently is a very classic shade for a lot of people. Which you could go ombre with this. And this is going to be my first time doing a bit of an ombre effect. So, going in with Drug Lord. I'm going to do this. And now I'm going to put a bit on the center of my lip, right here. Add a little. Oh boy. And I'm gonna add a little here. It tickles. Here. And now I'm gonna put this back in my box of Velure liquid. Wrong box. That's my blue blood. Here it is. And now I'm going to use a tissue to dab a bit, so I want any smudgies. I don't know why, but with the Game of Thrones, also I could probably use one of these when that comes out. If I wanted to use the White Walker shades in that. And now to finish this look off with some setting spray from Wild Wild. I'm starting to buy 2 of these because I run out of it quickly. It's one thing Wild Wild needs to do. Get bigger packaging with some of the stuff, because I used to use the Dewy foundation primer and that runs out fast due to how much air is in those tubes. And now, ladies and gentlemen, that completes my look with the very first Jeffree Starr purchase I've ever made. What are my thoughts on this collection, on Jeffree Starr's products so far? I am still wondering, why did I not try this brand sooner? That's my question. Yes, there were some things going on, like finding hair in products or broken products, for example, and I heard that customer service was not that great on the website back at the time, but I guess things have improved over time. You gotta remember, brands do listen to what customers have to say, and probably something came up, they decided to listen, or pretty much listened. Anyway, I did still buy from Beautylish, which, in case if you guys are iffy about that, I would say try buying from Beautylish if you want to, or Beauty Bay, even though Beauty Bay is more international. But so far, so good. I am enjoying this palette. The shades are very pigmented, they're very soft, so you should be touching them slightly with a brush, kind of like with the Subculture palette from Anastasia, for example. And so far, so good. I am enjoying the eyeshadows. Like, they went on very well, they blended very well from what you could tell from what I was doing. Yes, I did get fallout with Ocean Ice. That is normal with a lot of eyeshadows, but not to the point of like, oh my god, I pretty much hit pan, kind of like with Subculture, but I only barely touched it because, it's super pigmented from everybody, what they're saying, and I agree, they are very pigmented. The liquid lipsticks, like I said, you could barely feel them once it's dried down. What I mean is, you don't want to feel like you're wearing lipstick on your lips, especially with a liquid lipstick like this. A lot of them are lightweight, even in their dried formulas, and this is not too drying. I know I'm bringing this up again. Kat Von D's formula was so drying, I kind of did not like the feel of them. Last liquid lipstick that I bought was Wolf, and I did have Echo, and nothing could save those lipsticks from feeling like I am wearing paint. In my opinion, it felt awful, especially when I used the BKR water lip balm that I got in Ipsy when I first joined again. It did not keep it from that. This liquid lipstick formula kind of feels more in compared to the Black Moon Cosmetics one, which that is also feeling like you hardly have anything on your lips. I have Eternal from that brand, and I gotta at least get a new one of that one at some point. And these liquid lipsticks also dried down pretty well. All I have to say is, I should have tried this brand a lot sooner, even if it did have a lot of drama behind it. I mean, the products are pretty much what the person is able to bring to the table, and Jeffree has done a very well job. He has come out with a lot of releases over time, and a lot of people still enjoy and still do buy his products, especially his merch too, because he also released mirrors and makeup bags and even track suits to go with this release. And and mostly I was going in for the makeup because I did want to try the products out, and so far so good. It gets a star paw print of approval from me because I am really liking these. I like the liquid lipsticks so far because they do remind me of the formula from Black Moon Cosmetics, a little bit from NYX. Heck, even some of the Ofra liquid lipsticks are very lightweight because I do use those for conventions because I gotta at least have something staying on my lips. I have to toss out Havana Nights because that smudged all over my face, even at work. I'm sorry, I couldn't wear it anymore because it was so wet and it smudged all over. So I just said, screw it, tossed it, so right now Monaco is pretty much not smudging on me, which is the shade that I got on BoxyCharm last month. All I have to say is this was a really good release from Jeffree Starr's brand. Also, not sure if you have heard, he did have some of his blue bloods taken and some other makeup products, like over $2.5 million stolen, and including his newest concealer, which was the shade C5. I'm hoping all the people that were involved do get caught, because stealing makeup and selling it on black market is not a good thing. No, I even watched a T by Allie's video behind the idea of the black market, and it is very interesting. I would suggest watching that, and she does make pretty good points. And I do remember the song Black Market by Rise Against from their Black Market album. But anyways, back to everything. I am hoping Jeffree is doing fine after what had happened. And all I have to say, it's not great having your products stolen. I know Anastasia had some of her palettes stolen from her warehouse. And glad he's still keeping on going and wants to release the concealers. Which, speaking of which, am I going to buy any more of his makeup? Yes, I am going to buy some more products from him, even if they're newly released, because after getting this, I felt like it was not as bad as it was going to be. And when we're living in cancel culture, it is hard to think about more reasons to cancel the brand. I do admit I did cancel KVD's brand. I know I'm bringing her up a lot more, but I have other reasons behind that too. But with Jeffree's brand, yeah, he did a lot more. But with a lot of the videos, he's been changing, and a lot of the Twitter stuff, he's been changing through that too. And it does take time for a person to change. And he's becoming different as time goes on, and he is focusing more on the makeup aspect from what I'm seeing from my own observations. And he did do a nice little donation thing recently with the video with James Charles, if you remember from the beginning of this year, where they destroyed makeup. He did donate money to women's shelters alongside James. And someday I will get the blood sugar palette myself. I definitely want to try out more of his liquid lipsticks. The one that I want to get the most is definitely unicorn blood. I do love unicorns. I do have a Twilight Sparkle plush. I admit it. I love unicorns. And I did cosplay as Rarity from My Little Pony. And what else? And I heard that's a really good shade. I'm thinking of getting Celebrity Skin, because after using the shade in my transition, it felt pretty good to use, and it is a pretty nice nude. And I definitely want to at least try one Skin Frost and see how that formula is like. I'm going to stick to more of the powder version, because liquid frost, liquid highlights, I hardly touch them. And I still have my shimmer whips from e.l.f., and I know those, I'm trying to go through those, but sometimes they can get a little overboard, and sometimes I could have a little too much strength and squeeze them out a little bit too much. And also, some of them can be made with ingredients that my skin doesn't like either. So I have to be careful with that. And I definitely want to get blood sugar, the palette, which is the red one, because my eye color also goes pretty well with red eyeshadows. And I've used the Naked Heat palette and the Naked Cherry palette, and people like the looks I came up with those reds. And of course, I do use the Petite Heat for work, for any shirts with red in it. So, hoping as time goes on, I could have a little bit more Jeffree Starr cosmetics in my collection. I am still loving other brands too, like MAC, L'Oreal, like how you saw me use the Lumi Bronze set from that. Urban Decay, of course. Urban Decay, of course. Coastal Scents, of course. And many other brands. And this brand is now added into stuff that I would get. So, way to go, Jeffree. This was a really good release by you. And hoping you release a lot more. And I would like to see more blue palettes from other brands too, because the only other true blue palettes I have are Blue Had Me at Hello, and I Am His Breezy from Wham Wild, the Blue Me at Hello, or Blue Had Me at Hello. I forget. I know it's a famous quote from Joey McGuire, the movie. Oh God, I'm thinking to Patton Oswalt. I would say listen to one of his comedy CDs. It's when he and his brother went to see that movie. And as I was saying, those are two blue palettes. The Blue Me at Hello was one of the 8 pans. The I Am His Breezy was one of the 5 pans. I'm trying to pan those, and we need more true blue palettes. And I know Huda has the Sapphire Obsessions one out there, and even though Tarte does have Icy Betch out, but which is that April Fool's joke everybody remembered last year. I did watch Nicole Quinn's review on it, and she said she had issues trying to make the shadows work, and that doesn't sound good. And I'm hoping other brands do jump the wagon and just say, we're making a blue palette. And blue is a really nice shadow color. You shouldn't be afraid of it. I mean, heck, I even still have my Midnight Blue shadow from L'Oreal's Infallible line of shadows. And that is a really nice blue too. I guess that's about it before I keep on rambling. This was a good release, and I do like this palette so far. If anybody wants me to do another look, please comment down below and say what you want me to use. Do you want me to use more of the blue shades, or do you want me to use more of the teal shades? Because this also has teal shades and neutral shades mixed in. So please comment down below. I am open to new video ideas. The next video I am going to be doing is going to be, if you guys remembered when I did the Too Faced chocolate bar looks, where I did a look for each of the chocolate bar palettes, one for the original, one for the semi-sweet, and one for the bonbons. Well, during the 21 Days of Beauty, I got the Golden Bar palette, which went on set went on sale. And when I was getting it, I also got the Revolution Golden Bar one. And I figured, why not do one eye in the Too Faced and another one in the Revolution and see how it goes from there. And to make it different. So stay tuned for that video. Also, make sure you follow our WordPress blog, our Twitter, and not only that, email us if you want to, and not only that, my Instagram, Mari Blue Cat, for all the pictures of all my makeup looks. And until next time, everyone, stay beautiful while traveling the vaster universe.